Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, organics of all ages, I'm Del and today we're going to cover the OC Conundrum. Now, first thing is first. To understand what the OC Conundrum is, we have to figure out what an OC is. That being said, an OC is broken off into 3 parts. The third part is its own thing, it's its own entity. It's pretty much a canon character who went AU, but they don't want to call themselves AU, so they call themselves an OC. That's it in a nutshell. I could explain this all day long, but I pretty much explained it there real quick, faster, in a hurry. Because AU has such a negative connotation to it, and we're going to go over where that negative connotation comes from when we talk about the problems of OCs. The first part of the OC is the concept, an attribute or a set of attributes that would apply to the character. For those of you who don't know what I mean by this, blank character. Okay, what are his attributes? Billionaire, playboy, philanthropist. These are 3 different concepts that you put into one character. But that makes a canon character. That makes a few canon characters actually, but let's not worry about details right now, okay? We're going with examples. Next part, taking those concepts and making it into an actual character is the actual OC itself, the original character. That being said, now for those of you who don't know what an original character is, this is a character that does not have media backing lore. There are no comics of your character. There are no great big movies. There are no stories that you can just look up from J.R.R. Tolkien or Rowling or Stephen King or anything like that. No, you have no access. None of that happens. The only person who knows your character's lore is you, and you got to write it out. Which again goes into the bottom. Goes into the problems. But now that we've covered that much, the simple stuff, that's all OCs are. So what are the benefits of making an OC? Why would you want to make an OC? Why would you make an OC? What are the benefits to this? What are the nice things? What are the great points? One point of making an OC, you have freedom. You have freedom to go between fandoms. You have freedom to interact with canon characters. You have freedom to add different concepts and take out other concepts. You have the freedom to control the lore of your character. If you feel something's off, you can go and edit it. You can go and modify it. You are not bound by the same laws as canon. You don't have to worry about, my parents were shot in a ditch. You don't have to worry about that. If that's part of your canon, great. If not, you don't have to worry about it. You can think about putting it in there. You can say, it doesn't work. No, okay, well, I'll remove it. That's what OCs get to do. They have that freedom. Neat, huh? The second bonus to being an OC, besides the freedom, is being able to kind of poke canon to help them refine their canonicity. What I mean by this is, if someone's role-playing as the Flash, and you're an OC and you're role-playing with the Flash, you are permitting them to work through the situation to see if they can act more Flash-like. This is actually a very good thing for canons in general because it allows them a more non-linked canon practice. If Flash is talking to Black Canary, he's going to go about it 1 to 2 ways. If he's talking to Green Arrow, he's going to go about it 1 to 2 ways. If he's talking to Batman, he's going to go about it 1 to 2 ways, typically. But he talks to an OC, he can actually build that rapport with that character. He actually could try some things out. It would be something that the canon character would most likely do. Would I F around with Batman like this? No. But this person right here, I gave it a shot. Now, some of the problems with an OC come back to the basic 2 types of OCs that people are typically linking to the problems. So let's go over those 2 types first. The writer OC that turns out to be an OP OC, or the self-insert. What a self-insert is, if you know what fanfics are, the fanfic is you make a character that's based on yourself, the self-insert, and they pretty much solve all the problems. All the problems. They're pretty much the Mary Sue, Gary Stu of it. They solve all the problems that are needed. They can go back in time, save Bruce Wayne's family before they got shot, and then they kind of take over the Wayne place, and they're helping them out, and they're doing everything. They wind up marrying Bruce Wayne for some reason. Or unless they're a guy, and then they're going after like a woman who does pretty much the same thing. You get the idea. They solve all the problems. They are the Gary Stu, Mary Sue. Are there any flaws? Psh, flaws, what are those? A good OC will have a flaw. At least one. All of my OCs, for those of you who know the characters I play, all mine have a gimmick. There's always a flaw gimmick. A flaw gimmick, for those of you who don't know exactly what that is, a gimmick itself is something that is very specific or unique to the person. It's like a signature. The flaw gimmick is pretty much something that can be exploited if you know what you're looking for. Picture, if you will, in the video game, the big red hit me here button, the F me button. Your boss comes out and they got a big glowing light on the forehead. Boop, 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 boop. And you're going, oh, I gotta shoot that. That's a flaw gimmick. They got all this power, but you hit them right in the forehead and, oh my god, because you hit the button. Something like that. That's a flaw gimmick. You can make it pretty obvious, or you can make it pretty off the wall. Mr. Mixelplick. That guy. What was his flaw gimmick? Get him to say his name backwards. And you send him back to his dimension for a time being. Superman, what's his flaw gimmick? A green rock from his planet. You get it? So try to have a flaw gimmick. The reason why people have a problem with the writer OCs, because they become the Mary Sue, the Gary Stu, they become the OP. They literally become OP to try to fix all the problems of the character in a way that, one, doesn't really make sense, or two, doesn't match their power or set ability. Now I have characters who will try to get things reset because they don't like dead bodies near them. They get tired of seeing spirits. But again, they have flaw gimmicks, and they have the reason why they're going about this. Bugging the eye. The point is, a lot of people go OP on them. I'm Batman. Die, bats! Nukes from orbit! He said hi. He said hi. He said he's Batman. He literally just said he's Batman. Your first introduction, though, OC, to this canon character, he said he's Batman, and you nuke it from orbit. You nuke him from orbit. Well, he's Batman. No, stop. This is the first thing canons are used to. This is the first thing canons get to see on a regular basis, and they've passed that along to other canon character role players. They pass that along. That stuff gets cycled. That stuff gets circulated within the RP community. So then you go around that OPOC. You got no one to role play with. Why? Because you done goofed. That's one. The other problem that people run into, and again, this does not cover all the writer OCs. This does not cover all these type of OCs either. You run into The Rock. If you're smart, no. You don't run into Dwayne Johnson. Well, you might. The Rocks are related OCs. Children, parents, uncles, aunts, somehow, some way related to a canon character to use the canon character's reputation to boost their own. That's typically what it is. And again, it's such a common thing that people go, oh, great. Well, my Poison Ivy doesn't have a daughter, so go away. But I'm your daughter. Go away. But that kind of thing. Is it a problem? Yeah, it's a problem. Because some people, some role players who roleplay canon do not want that as part of their, they don't want that part of their universe. They don't want that part of their character. And you're trying to impose that on them. Again, got a whole rant about stuff like that, and that will be its own thing soon enough. And the last major problem is, even though these are big things, there are two major things that cause a problem for OCs in general. Now, everyone does an issue 3 in one way, shape, or form. Even the canon characters. And before you sit there and even try to argue with me, before you even attempt, to go, I never did an issue 3 before in my life. Really? 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 And you're using the canon character? Really? Why'd you make the canon character? That's why. Who did you add on your canon character, by the way? If you're role-playing Batman, who did you add? Did you add Wonder Woman? Green Lantern? Aquaman? Flash? Anybody from the Justice League? From any generation of Justice Leagues that Batman was in? Did you add Joker? Harley Quinn? Catwoman? Sorry, you've been issue 3. On a small scale. But you've still been issue 3. So why is issue 2 up here? You're probably trying to figure that out. If issue 3 is one thing, because again, an OC does not have that established canon. They don't have movies out about them. They don't have comics about them. They don't have books about them. So people don't know about them. So it's kind of hard for them to know what to do with you. So they're not going to exactly add you. And then you got something like this, where your pin tweet and your bio is great. You have your character history written out, and you got all your abilities down and covered, and everything is good and golden and gravy and grits and whatever. But then these people come to your profile and go, I gotta read. Wait, I gotta do homework to do a hobby? I gotta do homework to do a hobby. No, I'm not doing that. Skip, next. Hey, look, I found another Green Lantern. I'll just add that person instead. That's why people don't want to do things like homework for their hobby. Weird how that works, huh? And yet, if you don't have the bio, if you don't have the pin tweet, people see you and be like, oh, this is just a lazy OC. Okay, well, pass on by. So you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because this issue right here. Now you get some canon characters who will read the bio and then they'll add accordingly. But let's be honest, who's got time for that? And that is where the OC conundrum comes in. How do you get your OC known if no one's willing to do their homework? And if you don't have any common information out there to have this carry you? Well, there's different ways to get through. One way is to make a popular canon character. Especially if a movie is coming out, a lot of people will jump on the bandwagon. I think right now it's Captain Marvel. And the other one would be Bowsette. Bowsette isn't even a movie, it's just something that's going on right now. At the time of recording this, of course. So using either of those will get you jumped up pretty quick. Just make sure your OC is attached to it. Have some interactions between those characters so people see, oh, this person's interacting. Wait, that's still them? They're role-playing with themselves? That's its own little taboo? But they're trying to establish, what they're trying to do is establish their OC. That's one way to do it. Make a canon character and bounce them off the OC. Just so people can see the interactions and go, okay, I like the person's writing style. I see how they're playing it. All right, maybe I'll look into their OC. You got to do things to get your OC out there. You can't just say, I make the account and put it off to the side and expect followers. You got to do stuff with it, okay? That's the big thing. Be constant, be out there, be willing to find those people that say they are OC friendly and try to interact with them. Try to bounce off of their canon characters so people can see more of your original character, all right? That's the best way I can think of to do it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's just how people are. Because again, you gotta worry about this, and you gotta worry about that. And try not to instantly nuke people on sight. Okay, can you avoid that? Try not to hit the two major traps. Even if you're gonna be a rock, be a proper rock. Because one of the benefits you have with all that freedom is a clean slate. You can make a personality pretty much from scratch. Do that. Don't be so predictable. Do something that will make people go, oh, I like this kind of thing. Okay? And the more you can do stuff like that, the less you gotta worry about this. It will happen on its own, don't worry about it. And then some people might get bored and go, okay, well, why does your character do these sort of things? Then they might actually start doing the homework. They might actually look things up. But that is the best way I can think of, well, those are the best two ways I can think of to try to get your OC out there. Make a very popular thing going on right at the moment and try to jump on the spikes to get people to go, oh, I like your character, yeah. Oh, of course you do, because that's current mainstream. And you can use that to kind of get your OC known. Think. Is it dirty? Yeah, it's dirty. Yeah, it's not the greatest way to do things, and it's kind of inflating your numbers. But size doesn't matter. You can have an account with maybe 30 people. If you roleplay with those people, then you're fine. Just because someone has 15,000 doesn't mean they're the greatest role player out there. No, they probably sneeze. They probably do the one words because they don't have time to sit there and give more attention to anybody because they are flooded, which we'll cover in the negatives of the canon. So, now that we've covered what the conundrum is, aka the fly punched me in the eyeball, or nose, the OC conundrum, in a nutshell, is how do you get your OC known to the community of role players, which is what we covered just recently. We've covered everything else. We've covered what they do, the benefits, the disadvantages, why there's a negative view. We've covered all that. So go out there, make yourself a canon character. Even if you don't like canon characters, make yourself at least one canon character. Not a writer OC, not an OP OC. Just think of your main, and then make a canon character to like either challenge them or be like an assistant to them or something. Just something off the wall like that, something small. This way you can get used to it and go, okay, I do have this ability to bounce around. I do have this freedom. Experiment with that freedom. See if you actually like it. Because sometimes stepping into the dark side might be just a little bit more fun than you think. I'm Double R, and I'm out. And have fun. It's roleplay. For Pete's sake, it's a hobby. Have fun.